Hello and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. Here, we will discuss XRP. We will discuss the Great Reset and the rippling effect. As for why you're bringing up the Great Reset, everyone says this is a crypto channel. I want to share something with you. With the Big Reset agenda, blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies go hand in hand. Without blockchain technology, I don't think they could even get started. You ponder digital credentials and the EOT. On top of that, we'll discuss your feedback from prior videos, when some of you suggested that perhaps XRP can save us all from a CBDC. So basically it's my job to make half of the working class hate the other half. The divide and conquer tactic is on full display between CNN and Fox News. If you watch CNN, you'll never get along with someone who follows Fox News and vice versa, because you're being fed two distinct agendas, and I think I said it in the very first video I ever did on the Great Reset. However, you should always keep in mind while watching these stations. To what end are they occupying my attention? Since both Blackrock and the World Economic Forum have ties to these two news organizations, what is the wider picture? That's something we'll discuss as well. According to the globalist elite, water is not a basic human need, and hence, all water resources around the world should be privatized and managed by a select few. Naturally, they're interested in regulating the water supply. I said in a previous video that there are plans to tokenize water and plants in the near future. We're making progress, although slowly. And all of it is on the agendas. So, the World Economic Forum is advocating for artificial intelligence sensors to be worn in order to keep tabs on the health of populations. You may recall that I covered this ground in an earlier video. They are proceeding with this plan. They are now attempting to shift the blame onto the healthcare system. As a result, the World Economic Forum is advocating for a digital health system that includes widespread public monitoring via wearable sensors powered by artificial intelligence. Klaus Schwab's internationalist group claims that AI tracking devices are essential to advance medical care, but it will also report back to them on your everyday activities. They don't like it when you stop for a burger on the way. Then you'll have to pay for carbon offsets and healthcare that's significantly more expensive in the future. They intend to manage every facet of your life after you lose it. Then the pyramid of finance, World Economic Forum and Blackrock. Today, a largely unchecked investment business has more monetary and political clout than the Federal Reserve and the governments of most countries combined. Blackrock Inc., the largest asset management in the world, invests $9 trillion on behalf of its clients. This is more than twice the GDP of the Federal Republic of Germany in a single year. This behemoth has been at the pinnacle of corporate control around the globe, especially in China since 1988. The corporation has positioned itself to effectively dominate the Federal Reserve and most Wall Street big banks, including Goldman Sachs, the Davos Global Economic Forum, the Grand Reset of the Biden administration, and the economic future of our globe if nothing is done to prevent it. BlackRock has complete command. People have always stated it's nice to see BlackRock entering the crypto space, but I think they have their own reasons for doing so. In my opinion, the main motivation for their involvement in the crypto space is practicality, not Bitcoin. The World Economic Forum is now debating the pros and cons of using blockchain technology to build a universal digital ID system. And you have to expect this. At its annual workshop, titled Improving Livelihoods with Digital ID, the forum directed conversation towards the development of a global framework for digital IDs based on blockchain technology, with a particular emphasis on leveraging distributed ledgers etc. The president took part in the H-bar discussion, remarking that using blockchain technology provides more privacy than alternative methods. By maintaining their digital identity metadata on public ledgers, blockchain users no longer need an identity provider to access and utilize their digital wallets. Details about yourself. Each item kept in a digital wallet can be digitally signed by approved parties using a cryptographic signature. The World Economic Forum is associated with more than just Ripple. It's Casper, and the Star Hadron Orbits is crucial to the whole thing. Check out their connection to carbon offsets. They're associated with CBDCs and digital IDs. The monitoring and tracking of people's movements is another area where technology is likely to be used in the near future. Are you paying attention to Schwab, founder of the World Economic Forum, and his 2017 book, The Fourth Industrial Revolution? As a result, it initially consists of simple monitoring. A radio frequency identification RFID tag or sensor transmitter can be attached to any packaging pallet or container to monitor its whereabouts, performance, usage, and more as it travels through the supply chain. Sooner or later, they are going to place a chip on people at some point. It's only a matter of time. Similar monitoring technologies will also be applied to the movement and tracking of persons wash swap. People can try to deny it all they want, Call it what you want, but the evidence points inexorably in that direction. Clarification of what is meant by net zero. UK government infographic deemed not acceptable. Except for Heathrow, Belfast, and Glasgow, he predicts that every airport will shut down by the year 2030. By the year 2050, all commercial air travel will cease. By the year 2030, the use of petrol and diesel will be banned in all vehicle production. By 2050, there will be a 60% cut in vehicle traffic. Plus, this affects everything. Transportation means cars, trains, planes, space heaters, stoves, ice cream, rocks, minerals, lumber, concrete, steel, wood, sand, water, air, coal, oil, gas, and electricity. Smart isn't always the smartest thing to do, but they are using blockchain and AI to keep track of all this data, since the two technologies go hand in hand in the Big Reset. Don't be fooled into thinking that smart technologies such as smartphones, government, citizens, the grid, healthcare, agriculture, buildings, transportation, etc., mean you have to give over all your personal information. And they give all of these things such fancy names because it may appeal to the ear of some. They reason that if they relocate to the smart city, they will suddenly develop superior intelligence. In fact, you'll be bound to everything forever. They are going to monitor your every move. All of those things are on the schedule. Some folks, are just completely oblivious to what's coming. Here are some reverberating effects of this year's World Economic Forum annual meeting in Davos. And under most relevant for wholesale CBDCs, we find XRP from the World Economic Forum CBDC Toolkit. And in the future, XRP will undoubtedly be linked to many of these developments. But many commenters insist that XRP will be the currency that saves us from the impending doom. You can become incredibly wealthy, and who knows, maybe one day you'll be able to avoid a CBDC. CBDCs still have a chance of failing right from the bat, in my opinion. Many of our assumptions are still unproven. People need to wake up before it's too late, therefore I'm giving out a lot of information about how they are talking and planning. You shouldn't go along with every single one of their schemes. If you agree to these terms, you will be required to reside in a smart city and get the universal basic income. However, I've always maintained that CBDCs give the impression of enslaving the poor, while the wealthy have other options. Like I indicated before, you may look at their World Economic Forum to see the future of financial infrastructure. You won't believe who else is linked with that. Equally impressive. Look at Circle and the work being done at Ledger Labs, and you'll see that there will be even more cryptos associated with it. The examples are endless, actually. According to Google's research, AI is becoming increasingly hostile as it develops. What then would stop AI from killing humans in the future if, as AI develops, it becomes aggressive? That's why I think AI right now is more advanced than human beings. The World Economic Forum, I believe, is also advocating for this. You've seen the surveillance camera that weighs 2 tons, the kind that uses silly string, and now you know why they want to implant a chip in your body. That means, when push comes to shove, they've got strategies up their sleeves. That's why they'll stop at nothing to get that chip inside of you. I've already indicated I won't be receiving that chip, and I think you should feel the same way. However, I think a lot of individuals will have that expectation ingrained in them from the get-go. Those who aren't satisfied with anything less than cutting-edge electronics will likely agree with all of this. Cryptocurrency had a rough year in 2022, but the sector deserved the challenge. Remember how we discussed crypto regulations? Well, the World Economic Forum also has a plan, crypto regulation that works for all, in which countries, instead of adopting onerous or implausible financial crime compliance standards for digital assets focused on only one jurisdiction, follow a risk-based glide path that takes into account global and cross-border realities. The most important suggestions are as follows: using a standardized method harmonization to conduct comprehensive assessments for registration and licensing, promotion of regional and global public-private collaboration, risk-sharing and reporting networks, and adoption of a risk-based approach to travel rule conformity that incentivizes and harmonizes regional and global standards on digital asset risk reporting. Adoption of a real-time glide path that escalates transaction reporting criteria. What this means is that international crypto rules will soon be introduced. As I've mentioned before, I continue to worry that individual investors may be shortchanged as a result of these rules. Simply said, I don't believe they want us to have any cryptocurrency. While they acknowledge its potential to enrich some, others fear that too many individuals could benefit from it in the future. They aim to turn everyone into a serf. That's why I insisted that the World Economic Forum will eventually impose these rules on every nation. And that's exactly what's going to happen. World Economic Forum article. The next generation, the digital financial sector, is the next frontier for the wealth divide. Cryptocurrency has been heralded as the hope for a more equitable monetary system. Recent studies have found that the top 10,000 Bitcoin holders control roughly 5 million of the total. And I think XRP will be the next cryptocurrency to create a chasm between the new and old rich. And in other words, what I'm witnessing is that those who are rich today in fiat currency might potentially see their wealth wiped out very quickly, especially if banks collapse. And I think the WEF recognizes that as well. Since a result, I think the SEC is currently attempting to crush all the on-off ramps surrounding cryptocurrency, since they don't want any new entrants into the market and also want to shake out the weak hands. Amid rising worldwide interest, the International Monetary Fund will release a comprehensive CBDC handbook. They are competing to be recognized as the world's preeminent central bank. And if that happens, it will be because they finally established the super bank they've been promising and issue their unit coin. Because of that, I anticipate a meteoric rise in XRP. Think about it, the IMF adores Ripple and XRP. Thus it doesn't matter what network other countries use, in the end it will all have to be connected to XRP. As noted by a Twitter user who uses the hashtag #CBDCS2023, Ripple, a San Francisco-based technology company that creates an ecosystem for global governance and global payments, has been named the first platinum partner of the Digital Monetary Institute's 2023 Global Summit on CBDCs. This is an important gathering for discussing the future of money transfer laws for CBDCs, as well as the business applications of blockchain technology. After the demise of CBDCs, Ripple and XRP will likely replace traditional methods of transferring funds, as some commenters have speculated. Perhaps we will once again use the gold standard. Perhaps CBDCs should be avoided. I'm not quite ready to give up on the idea that FedEx is doomed to fail right from the start. In my opinion, it will likewise fail in other countries. Perhaps, and I stress this, perhaps XRP is the only hope for the future. During this time of de-dollarization, it may also prove to be America's savior. This tactic is also borrowed from the WEF playbook. They keep talking about how the United States must decline, and then a rising international currency enters the picture. But we'll have to wait and see, it's still early, and we're just guessing. Nevertheless, everything I showed you is grounded in reality, representing their future plans once tokenization becomes widespread. That, I think, is going to transform the game for many cryptocurrencies. However, you should not limit your investigation to the cryptocurrency industry. Consider instead the many other firms associated with the World Economic Forum. If someone is telling you to sell your XRP because it's associated with the bad World Economic Forum while tweeting about it on an iPhone, you might want to ask yourself if they are also buying night trainers from the World Economic Forum. You follow both Fox and CNN, right? Infinite examples may be given. There are a huge number of companies involved, and if you take a look at all of the companies that are affiliated with Blackrock, you will see that they all share the same goals. But I really felt the need to make this video. And I think it's important to spread awareness of the impending disaster before it's too late. That being stated, I'm going to bring this conversation to a close. I appreciate everyone who has tuned in. I value your interest in my videos. In the end, please like and subscribe my channel. See you later, bye.